Hey guys, welcome back to day 18 of Poevember. That's hashtag Poevember25, my month-long Edgar Allan Poe themed challenge. And this is Priscilla. Priscilla's here at Releasethecraftin. I don't know if I said that. I don't remember. And now here we are. One of these days, gonna get this intro perfect. You guys are you're not even gonna know it hit you. It's gonna be so good. Anyways, today's prompt for day 18 is a heart. And I'm making another flippy doodle thing, an interactive thingamajig. So we're gonna use the page from day 17, the little glowing moon, and the page from today together to make an interactive page. Why? Because I want to. Like, there's no real reason for it outside of this is what my heart said to make, and that's what I am making. I am following my heart, and nothing is impossible. Actually, that's from Thumbelina. I love that movie so much. It's like my favorite Don Bluth film. Tell me, guys, what your favorite Don Bluth film is in the comments down below. Nobody talks about Don Bluth as much as they should. I know some people talk about it, but not everybody talks about it. We're always talking about Disney films and stuff like that, and I mean, I'm interested in what your favorite Disney film is too. But tell me about your favorite Don Bluth film, because I feel like that is like a great way to determine the type of person. Like, you know, it's like a personality test. I can tell you about yourself if you tell me what kind of Don Bluth film you like, you know, like, I can't personally, but I feel like there's a thing out there. Actually, there is a creator, her name is Tawny Plattis. She's a voiceover actress who does a lot of stuff like that, where she's like, tell me what your favorite childhood film is and I'll tell you about yourself, or like what particular brand of trauma you have. And it's very funny, and it's also very hurt your feelings because it's too accurate and too true. And so yeah, she probably has one out there that's like, tell me your favorite Don Bluth film and I'll tell you about yourself. In fact, I'm almost certain she does. If not, it's bundled up with, like, most traumatizing films. Because a lot of those films were particularly traumatizing. Not in, like, their messaging, but in their art style. A lot of monsters and stuff. But anyways, what are we doing? We're making a flippy doodle thing. I don't know what to actually call this. It's like pull tab? Pop-up page? Pull tab page? Hidden pull tab page? I don't know what I'm going to call this. Or what I did call it when I typed up the title. I don't do any of these things at the same time, so who knows what I finally end up calling this. What I will say is I have done a tutorial in a live on waterfalls. If you have seen that tutorial, you know how to make this, because it is the same mechanism to make this page, and it's actually just a much simpler version. So instead of making a full waterfall, we're making a 2-page waterfall. That is what's happening here. So, like, for whatever reason, when I first saw this, I actually saw this on Rosa Kelly's scrapbooking. I watched her entire video on how to make it and went, I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. And I watched it about 4 more times. Could not conceptualize it whatsoever. So I was like, okay. Okay, something is either wrong with me or, like, me, you know, because it's me at the end of the day. I am the problem. So I went and looked up somebody else who did it, and then I watched their video, and when they literally said what I just told you guys, that if you know how to make a waterfall, you know how to make this. And I wish I could remember who that person was, because once they said that, it was like the stars aligned, the choir of angels began singing, and I was like, I know how to make a waterfall. Wait a minute, everything I have seen is now finally making sense to me, and I don't know why, you guys, I could not understand this conceptually. I think it's because when I watched Rosa Kelly do it, she did it on top of another interactive piece, and I couldn't figure out the difference between piece 1 and piece 2 until now. Now that I understand that it's a waterfall, I was like, oh, now I understand the entirety of her construction. It was like that, like, GIF where all the numbers are, like, zooming past the face, and they're, like, doing the math. That's, like, what was happening, where I was getting, like, a brain blast of numbers and being like, oh my god, the path has been opened. So all of this to say that if you are watching people's videos and tutorials and you're, like, not getting it, look up somebody else's. And keep looking up somebody else's, because it might be a learning block that you're having, not a skill issue. Because I think a lot of people sort of equate to it like, oh, I don't get it, I'm having a hard time doing this, or like it's not coming out the way that I'm seeing, so therefore, ergo, I'm like bad at doing the thing. And that's not the issue. The issue I 100% believe is not that you're bad at doing the thing. Part of it is just skill from like practice. That's something you have to grow. So you have to practice and make mistakes so that you can grow as a crafter or an artist. But also, it might just be a learning block where the information that you are receiving is not being delivered to you in a way that makes sense. So you have to get it from a different source who might tell you something a little bit differently or explain something differently so that you can understand it better. Because once you understand something, it'll all click into place, like how it should. That's how understanding works, right? But once you get like the right amount of input, the right amount of information into your brain, the thing that you didn't understand, the things that you were struggling with before, are going to be so much clearer. So that was like the lesson that I took away from this, was that if I am just not conceptualizing something or not being able to understand it, I need to go look at other sources so that they can help me understand it, not just give up. Because I almost just was like, we're not even going to make this pop up. I'm not even going to try it because I just don't get it and I don't understand why I don't get it. And it was literally just needing someone to explain it to me a little bit differently and tell me what it was like. Granted, of course, even in the course of this video, I do not do this without making mistakes. It's because I keep forgetting what size my little page is, and then just assuming that I know what the fuck I'm talking about, which is how I mess up most things, is by assuming that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So you're going to see here with this little belly band edition, when we get to it, I have to read and measure it twice because I just continuously do not understand and doubt myself. And I had to do that at the beginning too. I did the wrong measurements for the initial mechanism and was like, well, poo. Now we got to go over here and do something else. And try it again, because what I did was add 2 inches to the smaller page, and I needed to add 2 inches to the larger page to get the final size. So whatever size you're making, there's my tip for you. For your pull tab mechanism, you need it to be 2 inches larger than your largest size page. And then, because you want it all to look like a hidden reveal, the page that goes underneath is, of course, going to be an inch smaller than that. And you could add more pages. They would just all be an inch smaller, but you're going to be pulling forever. And you're going to have to add more inches to your main piece. I'm not making it complicated. I'm not explaining it well because this is not a tutorial. This is a watch me make a thing. That's how these are. But, if somebody's interested, I might come back and do a tutorial on this now that I understand how it works. I feel confident in sharing that information. But I actually really love how this came out. I actually really love this whole mechanism. Now that I understand how it works, I am in love with it. So you're definitely going to see it again now that I understand how it works, which is really funny because I have made a smaller, sort of similar version of this, but with a slightly different mechanism on it. And I'm going to tell you guys, I did that one following the tutorial step for step for step, and at the end had no idea how I put it together. Just did not understand. I just know that I followed the tutorial and got there. But now that I know how this works, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I get it. I get how I made that the first time, but I could not understand it that time. But like the way that I made that one was a little bit different than this one. So I'm interested in like revisiting that concept, but with this technique. So, it gave me a lot to think about, this particular one. And then here, I'm adding the other side of the page because I was thinking, like, the prompt is heart, and of course you saw I stamped out my hand-carved just a little stamp and embossed it, put the heart in there, stuck it in the page, which is a great way to, like, up your pages, is to start adding stuff to them by just making a couple of little quick cuts. And then I was like, okay, so how else can we drive home the heart thing? And we're gonna do like a home is where the heart is kind of deal. And yeah, I put that in there, and I actually like the fact that the moon is like framing this home page, like it's just this extra long bridge, but we're taking this little break for the moon. The moon page inadvertently became a Annabelle Lee like tribute, which is fine. It's a Poe thing, so it works here. But yeah, I really like how this came out. I really love this page a lot. I love how like dynamic the interactive feature is, and yeah, I just frankly really enjoy this one. I had a good time with this one, and when everything came together, I really loved it. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. Come back tomorrow, see what we make for the next prompt for day 19. That's hashtag Poevember 25, and I'll catch you guys all then. I appreciate your faces. Happy crafting, and goodbye.